All right. So today what we're going to be doing, we're going to be constructing a lot of different triangles today, mainly. I think everything today is triangle. We're going to start with an equilateral triangle. And we're going to start with an equilateral triangle. So what do we know about equilateral triangles? All sides are congruent, right? So let's start with this segment. That is going to be the length of the side of each of our three side lengths of our triangle. Okay, so we're going to start with the segment. We're going to use that as one of our sides of our triangle. Everybody good? Okay, so I'm going to take my compass length, and I'm going to set it. I'm sorry, that's my Google voice. I don't even know what sounds. Oh, there we go. How about that? Okay. Okay. So we have. So what we're going to do is take our compass opening and set it to the length of that segment, which is our side length. Everybody have their compass setting? Okay, we're going to keep this compass setting for the whole time. So I'm going to draw an arc starting actually at that segment and going a little over a quarter of the circle. So a big arc there. Keeping that compass setting, I'm going to do the same thing from the other end point. Okay, that marks the spot, so I can connect now my endpoints to where my arcs intersected. And I have an equilateral triangle. Okay, so I didn't really have to go all the way from my original segment and up, but the nice thing about this is it shows that it is an equilateral triangle without anybody having to measure. But keep in mind, each one of these red arcs represented every single way I could draw that radius and keep that exact side length, right? Then I went to this endpoint and I did the exact same thing. So this arc represents all the different ways I can draw that radius and have it be the exact length I needed. Here's where they both intersect or both agree at the same time on the length, which is what makes it then an equilateral. Good? All right, try it again. So construct another equilateral triangle, please. How are we doing? Okay? All right. So the next thing we're going to do, this triangle here, I'm going to give you some specifics, and we're going to construct the one triangle that it'll make. Okay, so given the segment lengths of 3 inches, 4 inches, and 5 inches, construct a triangle. So what I want you to do is use your ruler. I want you to draw a segment that's 3 inches. Using your ruler, draw a segment that's 4 inches, another one that's 5 inches.
Like as a triangle.
No, just like straight across, like kind of like I did. I just have 3 segments like the top of my paper because we're going to be copying those segments. Everybody have their 3 segments? Okay, so I had to draw the 3 segments out because we're going to copy them. You could have also taken your compass and just opened up your compass to your ruler to measure out 3 inches, 4 inches, and 5 inches. But since this is the first time we're doing it, I wanted it to be on paper. Okay, on your compass, around this part, you have measurements. They're junk. Do not use them. Okay, if you're trying to be accurate, do not use those measurements that are on the circle part of your compass. Okay, like they wasted paint and printing when they made those because they're not accurate whatsoever. Okay. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is first I'm going to copy. I like to copy the longest segment first because that way I know it'll fit better. So I'm going to copy my 5-inch segment. So remember, when you're copying segments, you need to start with a really long segment. Longer than what you need. I'm going to take my compass, set it to the length of my 5-inch segment. I'm going to copy that length down below, or wherever your new long segment is. Okay, so the only thing I've done, I've just copied, this should be on your paper 5 inches, right? Made up on mine, but it's 5 inches. So we're really just going to ignore the leftover stuff. Don't erase it, just leave it. Now I'm going to set my compass to be the length of the 4-inch segment. So keep in mind, my 5-inch segment, from one endpoint is going to come a 4-inch segment, from the other endpoint is going to come a 3-inch segment, right? Yes, we're okay. So I'm going to put my endpoint at one end. It doesn't matter which one, and I'm going to swing an arc. Think about that arc represents all the different ways I can draw a 4-inch segment. I just don't know what angle yet. Now I'm going to work with my 3-inch segment. So I'm going to take my compass, open it to the length of my 3-inch segment. This time, though, I'm going to go to the other endpoint. Now make sure you're going to the endpoint of your 5-inch side, not that whole big extra angle, or whole big extra segment there. Okay, so we just want the endpoint of the 5-inch segment. We want to swing an X to create an intersection. So where those 2 arcs intersect, my red arc here is 4 inches, or my red segment is 4 inches. My blue segment there is 3 inches. My triangle should not look like yours because I don't really have 3, 4, and 5, or that ratio. But you can check the accuracy of yours because you should have a right triangle now that you're done. So grab your protractor and see, do you have a right angle? Anybody need help? If I'm standing in your mic. Okay. You have an angle? Oh, here's the guy. This is the workout. I'm going to connect on the right. I don't even know if it's okay, so where's your 5 inches? Here to here. Okay, so this is an endpoint, this is the process here. So these are the up you have to check. That's your 30 because you measure from here. Or you somewhere from here. Yeah, but remember, this is our side of our time. Oh, okay. So if you look down here, you okay? Okay? Okay. Your measurements are a little bit off, so I wonder if you have here. Look, that's 4 inches here. So you get over 5 on that one. Over 4 on that one. So right at that. So, but I mean, you got it. I would check your original seconds. Let's make sure we have 5. Did you think about it? I thought you were in the I don't know. So, right there, don't so, we're going to try to walk through this thing with the right angle. Yeah, where is it late? About 7. No, so maybe we'll have one after this, maybe you want to exactly 5, maybe you can copy it perfectly. Got it? Okay. All right, how are we doing? Okay? All right. So next what we're going to do, we're going to construct triangle PQR, given that PQ is 4, PR is 5, and the measured angle P is 120. Okay, now, I'm going to let you use your protractor for what we're doing today. Okay, but could we construct a 120-degree angle without a protractor? A protractor? 120 degrees. We can. Think about what's the first shape we constructed today? Equilateral triangle. So what's the measure of each of those angles? 60 degrees. So if I have an equilateral triangle, a bunch of 60-degree angles, think about what if I extend this line and make a linear pair here? That'd be 120 degrees. Ooh, right? Exciting stuff. But I'm going to be nice. I'm going to let you use your protractors today. You're welcome. Okay. So anytime I'm given specifics like this, and especially when they name a triangle, it's usually for a very specific purpose that they're naming a triangle. What I like to do is kind of sketch it out ahead of time to know what I'm going to be looking at. Not that our drawings have to be accurate, but that they're going to be, just so we know the relationship among all the pieces. So I know I'm going to have a triangle PQR. So P, Q, and R. I know that PQ is going to be 4. I know that PR is going to be 5. And the measure angle P here is going to be 120 degrees. So in this case, it might be the easiest thing if we can start with the 120-degree angle. Then I can adjust the legs of the rays, right? Or the length of the rays to make my PQ and my PR. So let's go ahead and start with a 120-degree angle. Don't worry about the length of the rays at this point. We just need to draw a 120-degree angle. I'm going to use my protractor here. Everybody have a 120-degree angle? We're good? All right, so now I need one side length, PR, to be 5 centimeters. So take your compass, put it along your ruler, and measure out 5 centimeters. Okay, it doesn't matter which way we go with PR. So just on one of your legs, I want you to copy 5 centimeters. On the other leg, then we're going to copy 4 centimeters. Once we do that, we can connect then Q to R. And we have our triangle. So I want you to make sure you're using your compass you can use your ruler to measure the compass opening, but I want you to use your compass to actually mark your figure for lengths, like I did, okay? Questions on that one? All right, so on your homework, I'm going to bring back to you here. On your homework, 3 of them involve angle, like specific angle measurements. Okay, that's where I want you to use your protractor. The very last one you'll see, I'm giving you actual segments and an angle. I want you to copy the angle.